Hi, everyone. Good to see everyone in the chat already. It's been a long time since I've been in this setting because I have been busy protesting out and about. But I wanted to make this video today with my two very dear fellow activists because they have been putting a lot of work into certain specific projects, which I would like to platform in order to support anyone who has been victimized by Scientology. So I will add on the stage Miss Fat Grammy and
Hey,
Miss Haggis
everybody.
Basher. Hello. Good way to keep it professional. And hi, everyone in the chat. If you have any questions, please type word question in front of it. So it will be easy for me to pick up. So we'll take probably questions in the end part of the live. But I just wanted to first start from the beginning, basically, which is, I think, when Mona informed everyone that she had got in touch with a lawyer company in California. And I
Sure.
assume that started because you were thinking, what can we do in practice for people that have been victimized by Scientology?
It really was. We were all talking about what can we do, where can we go. I had been contacting different law firms, like with the Delphi Academy lawsuit that had been happening, the Valerie Haney lawsuit that had been happening, and reaching out to different lawyers, and everyone, all the law firms were basically, too bad, so sad. They didn't really want to have anything to do with it unless it was quick and easy money. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing because, they have to feed their families too, right? Lawyers have to feed their kids and put their kids in school. But they wanted more lawsuits and through insurance companies. Let's say a school that had liability insurance that they could tap into real quick, and it would be quick and easy, settle the case, they get their money, the person gets their justice, and poof, everything is done. And that was the type of lawyers that others had been dealing with at the time. So in the fall, Crazy Love Chenille had contacted me about the Mormon case, the LDS case. It kind of just went out of my head because I didn't really associate what they were doing with the Scientology per se. And then in March, Cajun Juju had emailed me a copy of the Mormon podcast where they were interviewing some lawyers, which happened to be Andrews and Thornton, and Andrews and Kim Dagonia. And they were talking about sexual abuse cases, the hiding of sexual abuse, moving people around, trafficking the abusers, or moving the abusers around so that way it was hidden and they weren't getting sued over it or incarcerated over it. And so I was thinking about you, SP Chef. Sorry about that, squirrel. Hello, SP Chef. Hello, darling.
Hi.
And so anyways, I got a hold of them, and it wasn't necessarily the easiest thing to do because they wanted to hear from the victims. They wanted to have firsthand scenarios. And I'm not a victim. I'm not a person that went through the torture and the trauma, but they really needed to hear it. They needed to see how it correlated with the Mormon and the LDS and the Boy Scouts and the Catholic Church and everything that they had already been litigating and prosecuting for. And so I wrote a case proposal for it, quite a lengthy case proposal. It had a little more expansion to it rather than just the SA. And so that started the conversations, though. And Kim Dagonia said, "You have my ear, you have my attention. What can we do now? to get it further. So then it turned into an investigation.
Mm.
So I wish it was to where I twinkled my nose and said, "Hey, Kim Dagonia, would you take this case on?" It took a little bit of work to get it to
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't necessarily understand, that in terms of, because it's a contract, it's a promise that they will, provide something for the victims. It's kind of a contract. You need to start from somewhere, and just knowing a company that might be willing to do that is just a starting point. And you did a
Mm-hmm.
lot of work in order to achieve the end result we have, or the result we have currently.
Well, to achieve the opportunity, because
Mm,
the end result truly is going to be those that were victimized, those are traumas, those that were
yes.
abused, they need to report and they need to come forward
Mm,
to bring it to fruition. Because me pounding the sand and pounding the drums doesn't do a dang thing if victims don't report or if they don't come forward to the law firm themselves. That's where the rubber meets the road.
exactly. And that's why you're here today, because that's what I want to do. I want to shine a light on this, and I want to provide a place where you can get this information now, just to start even thinking about the process of moving forward with something. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that the word victim can be, it has a negative connotation, especially in Scientology. But
Mm-hmm.
when we're talking in legal terms and we're talking about crimes, you need to have a victim.
Mm-hmm. And that's, I think we, as a smaller community or an inner circle community, we talk about the crimes that have happened.
Mm,
But more and more people that have been through the trauma and been through the abuse need to
mm,
understand that Scientology, it wasn't just abuse. It
mm,
was a crime committed against them. There
yes,
were crimes against the children. There were
yes,
crimes against the adults. And
yes.
that's the difference. It's not just, woe is me, I feel bad for you, let's have some empathy. Those were
Mm,
true, in fact, crimes.
yes, correct.
Mm.
And was it in May that you came out first time with the information? Now time flies so
I
fast,
do
but I think,
believe it was May. It feels like
yeah,
forever, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah. And you host these Good Morning Sunshines morning lives, where we do a lot of brainstorming and thinking about what could we improve, or what's the next step we could take. And
Mhm.
we were talking about the situation where we don't really have the right channel to necessarily provide all the needed information uh, regarding these opportunities and the
Exactly.
instructions. And that's when Haggis Basher jumped in. You wanna explain a little bit how the whole
Yeah, it
project came
was
about?
we again we were chit-chatting in their morning sessions, and getting our coffee and just relaxing, and that was part of the conversation. Um and people were saying it would be really nice if maybe there was a resource that people could go to in order to, because put it this way, if you're a victim of a crime,
Mm,
you want to know where you could, what you could do, where you could go, what are the legal entities,
Mhm.
mm,
what crime has actually been committed against you that you can actually report in the first place.
yeah.
And does somebody care? Does anybody care? Does anybody want to listen? So in thinking about it from that perspective, I said, well, a website, a website with all the information, with the lawyers. We now had secured the lawyers. Um,
Mm,
and we had the information. Mona had gathered the information on the United Nations of Islam as the reference
Mhm.
point, and she got the information from the FBI on how to file the reports for the forced labor. And so there was case law, that kind of thing. So I just thought it would be nice to put it all together in one place and let people know that people listen,
mm,
people are paying attention. You do have a resource. You're not alone. So putting the victims' stories it was about the kids who grew up in it and who were exposed to it, and like add your voice to this so that anybody who's curious about how to go about it, whether they're a never in or not a never in, what do you call it? What's the word? An
A
under the
public?
wire. Yeah, no, it's like an under the wire person who's like on the verge of
Under the
coming
radar.
out,
Under the
under the
radar,
radar.
yeah.
Like what Reese was a couple of years ago, kind of under the wire. So somebody like that who may be kind of curious and they just want to see, is there anything I can do? This is not a good place. I feel unsafe. How do I go about, getting a legal recourse? So it was more about that, and I thought it would be great if we could put it all together in one place. And then there was a conversation in Lara's, she had a live a while back, and there was myself, Fluffer, Tilty, and Dylan, and we were all kind of jumping in and out. And Dylan brought up how he had gone to, I guess, the aftermath, but there was no, whatever he had done with the aftermath, there was no support network afterwards. Like, here you are, a person who has all this trauma, and you're telling somebody your trauma, and then you're left triggered. You're triggered, you've got to deal with your trauma again. And I thought we need to put resources for the people so that they have some place they can reach out with their trauma. So T had volunteered. Originally, I was going to work with Peter, but I think he had something else going on. So T had volunteered to jump in, and she had gathered a bunch of resources. And at the same time, Fluffer was working on the F Sciento, as she mentioned in that same live, that or was that another live? She had mentioned that her goal was not just for F Sciento to be a resource about Scientology, but she wanted to build a worldwide network of resources for victims of crimes such as all of these, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think
And
that's,
they have
I
a page, if Sciento, which is also offering some resources, but this would be specifically for the victims of Scientology.
Yeah. So yeah, this one is specifically for victims of Scientology. It's targeted to them, and it's got resources like how to get a driver's license, how to apply for a job, go into your government entities and find housing. So it's that kind of resources that we try to group together, and we're building it out. We're gathering them bit by bit, and they're coming in. And as they're coming in, I'm adding them, and we will be sharing them with Fluffer too, so they can add it to the F Sciento. And I know a couple other people had gathered information and were sending it to Fluffer also, so that's really good. So it was about that, and I reached out to people we're familiar with, because we hear, we talk to them, we see them, we hear from them, and I just wanted to know if they were willing to put their voice to the website. And the response was, yeah. Like, I mean, I talked to Matthew, Holy Rogue, and he just kind of gave me a synopsis. And then Dylan just kind of his feelings, like his is about his feelings, and encapsulates that. And then Lara was actually about her story from, it doesn't cover the the thing, the sexual abuse, to say that. But it gives an outline of how a child is treated in the history of it. And then Nora came forward, and she basically summarized her entire life in as best she could to
And
a couple of
and
pages.
these are all people that have left Scientology, either being born in it or joined
Yeah,
at a later age. I will
yeah,
just share the page now,
yeah,
so you can give a little bit more further
yeah.
insights on it. But you have been both the project manager, the engineer, and the one
The
doing
butcher, the
the
baker, the candlestick maker.
Yeah,
yeah,
that would cover it
exactly.
because I could do all of that.
Yeah.
But also I got an email because a suggestion that Lara had said was,
Mm-hmm.
put something about other survivor stories so that anybody can just send me an email with their survivor story. And the day after the website launched, Amber Van Ass sent me her
Mm-hmm.
story to add to the
Yeah.
website. So that was
Yes.
great. So because I did that evening after the thing, and I'm trying to grow out the advocates throughout the world. So if there's
Yeah.
anybody out there who um, are okay with me putting their name on there, they want to be a part of the list, let me know. Because I was thinking Style Audit, Manning 8. I was in a chat yesterday and I completely forgot about MD Media.
Mm. Yes.
One of the biggest advocates down in LA.
Yeah.
So I need
Absolutely.
to get him on there.
Yeah.
I
But
know.
let's just go and have a
Yeah,
look at it because
yeah,
you can then explain as we go along. So this is basically the explanation of how it came to be, right?
yeah. It was just this is the general purpose of the website. And I had asked, I had reached out and I had said if you have any photographs or anything like that that we can put on the website,
Mm-hmm.
it would be great. But I didn't receive any, so I just decided to try and create some stuff with AI
Yeah.
in order to
And you
do
did a
that.
fabulous job. I love the
Yes.
pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah. Me
don't
too.
mind the three fingers.
You weren't going
I
to
have.
mention that.
No, apparently AI doesn't do fingers very well. But yeah,
Okay.
so I thought I'd outline the purpose, and I tried to. I got some pointers on try not to put any Scientologies in the
Mm.
website. Make it as standard speak as we would have. Um,
Mm.
I know, like you mentioned, that the word victim. A lot of people don't like the word victim, but legally you are a victim,
Mm.
and you're a victim of a crime. So the word
Yes.
victim is on the website. I tried to, the word casualty, the word survivor, victim
Mm.
survivor. It seems to be a popular, so
Mm.
I looked into all of that. Like I didn't just go, oh, website. I did a bit of
Mm.
research into how victims like to be addressed and stuff like that. And I had some input
Mm.
from a couple other people just to see how they felt about it. And I
Mm.
just kind of put, like, when I would do a page, I would kind of send it out to a couple of people and have them edit, so I'd make
Yeah.
sure I'm pretty good at
Yes.
punctuation and spelling, but things can be
Yeah.
missed.
Yes.
Um,
And here we have plenty of space for more organizations and companies to partner with us. So.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because there was a lawyer that I spoke to on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and he had dealt with Scientology before. Mona, I think I sent it to you. And he had said, we'd messaged back and forth, and he had said, "What can I do?" And I said, "Well, right now this company is taking it on, and perhaps," and they were saying that maybe other lawyers who deal in states that they don't, maybe they could work together with them. So I said that to him, and I sent him the information to get in touch with Andrews and Thornton
Mm-hmm.
as well, because he's a civil rights attorney, and he deals with criminal as well. So um,
Nice.
I think it was Smolin. Smolin is the name. Um, but yeah, that was just through Instagram, because I had responded to one of his posts on Instagram that he did, and I was talking about the victims of Scientology, and he's like, "Can you give me some more information?" And that's how that conversation happened. So use your social media, people. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is I just put that there so that, and if you click on the name, it takes you right to the law firm page too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
I
share this page on Twitter, on Instagram,
Hmm.
on all your social media platforms in order to have it reach out the wider audience. And remember to use the word Scientology to make sure that it gets connected with the right people.
And even something as silly as picking the colors for the
Mm-hmm.
page, because you don't want you want it to be welcoming. So it was about adding warmth so that when people
Yeah.
come in, they're not like all this crazy triggering colors or things like that.
Mm.
And so I took into consideration as well when I was putting this stuff together. So and
Yeah.
here,
Amy
so
is putting hashtag Scientology. Exactly. Put it
yeah,
everywhere. Let's
and
make it viral.
and then it was actually funny because I had this page already done and I had drafted up a little synopsis of both lawyers based on the information on their own website.
Mm.
And And then Mona did her own little edit of the page, and she used it in a couple of her lives. And she put the Scientology, like underneath "Reach out, help us here." She actually had put that little phrase underneath there on her snippet that her little page that she had created. So I was like, I'm putting that in there. So I stole that from Mona, and I just put that in there. And it's got the information. You contact Kimberly directly or Natalie, who is her assistant, directly through email and send your information to them. It's just tell your story, let them know who you are, why you're contacting them, and they will get back to you. They have given us a promise that they will get back to you,
Yeah.
and you just it's I guess it's gonna be hard. Like
Mm.
even just watching Lara's live last night, she knows she has to do her story
Mhm.
for the lawyers, for the
Mm.
FBI. And when you see somebody like her who's been out for a while but still gets triggered
Mm.
just speaking about the stuff that she went through, and she's not even given us all the details. She's just
Mm.
given you a generalization. So for this, you need the details. For the
Mm.
FBI, you need the details. So with
Or as much detail as you can do. I mean,
Mm.
they give you a lot of grace with time, date, stamps, stuff like that,
Yeah.
to bring that information forward. So don't let it hold you back if you
Yeah.
don't have everything 100%.
Yeah, because yeah, you even the FBI, Mona, you said you're allowed to add, like you can as long as you create the case file, you get your case
Mm.
number,
Can we
and you
take
can
that part
add
when
more.
we get? Can we take that part when we get to that
Yeah,
point
yeah,
on the side?
Yeah.
I
sure,
just wanted to ask
sure.
Mona, have you been involved with any of these interview processes, or do you have more insights on what exactly happens when you
Sure.
arrange a
The
meeting?
original interview that we had set up, I did some original introductions with them just so they knew what they were getting into for the initial
Mm.
and so the interview is about a half an hour.
Yeah.
Some are longer, some are, a little bit shorter, just depending on what they're talking about.
Mm.
Um, but it basically is asking you who, what, where, why, what happened, possibly some dates. And they're not trying to eliminate or exclude people. What they're trying to do is put you in the correct, sounds kind of crass, but the correct
Mm.
bucket, the
Yeah.
correct area of where you need to be for litigation, whether you fit the statute of limitations, the timelines,
Mm.
what type of crimes have been committed against you. So that way they can make an assessment, an evaluation of how they can help you best. And that's really the best way to explain the interview. No, it's probably not the most trauma informed, even though they are very trauma informed. An
Mm.
assessment is still, an interview is still an assessment. They've
Yeah.
still got to get some facts from you.
Yep.
And it's
Yeah.
tough. It's not easy, but that's just what needs to happen. And you can count on about a half an hour. So you email them or call them. They set up an interview time. It's about a half an hour process. And
Mm.
to be real honest, the whole process, even with the Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, that's been a 2-year process. So
Yeah.
it ain't quick.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Another question I had was regarding the types of crimes, statute of limitations, and also which region they cover.
So for Andrews and Thornton themselves, they do have a national presence. What they are doing right now are taking the investigations, and it's not not a combined suit. So you don't have Haggis and Mirjam and Mona all as prosecution, as you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
As the
One case.
litigants, and you don't have us against Church of Scientology. We are each individuals filing our own claims, and then they get combined on the backside for the administrative purposes of it. And so either they could take the claim, and they do have a national presence, or if you have a lawyer that you like to work with in Ohio, as an example, they would then be brought into the administrative process. And it would be your lawyer in Ohio working with Andrews and Thornton administratively.
Yeah.
So they're each individual cases.
Yeah. And we have actually, maybe it's the right time, even though it's not going in the right order, but we have this worldwide advocacy page here where you have some people. Haggis have you asked everyone to be included in this one, or how did you came about selecting different advocates?
Well, I thought it was important that people who have pages who are active, like yourself, and T be a huge part of that. But I also wanted Lara, Nora, as former Scientologists who have content on their page in regards to this, exposing their story so that people could go. And I kind of picked these particular interviews for a reason. So I went on the page and I looked, and I thought, like, I had already picked another video that Lara did, and then she did the one about her dad. So I wanted to show what Scientology do to you when you leave. And then with the Samuel one, he is talking to Bianca, and both of them are talking about growing up in cadets, right? So it shows the two of them who are both survivor casualties of Scientology and together. So it was an indication of, look, you can come together. There's support from other members of the former Scientology community, and then just generally people who are out there protesting, which is why, like, slowly I'm pulling things together. Like, Rika has just announced that she's going to start, because she was going to take some time off, and then she announced that she is going to actively be protesting again. So I said to her, can I put you on as an advocate? And she said yes. So stuck her on there. Mark Bunker is on there because Mark Bunker is the be all and end all of Scientology protesting and advocacy, as far as I'm concerned. And I think his voice is a very important one in this community. Alex is the only voice right now in the UK, and he is, I don't care. See, here's the thing. I don't care how you feel about somebody. At the end of the day, what are they doing? At the main goal that I believe this community is about is getting a legal recourse for the survivors and the casualties of Scientology, and being able to get them some kind of peace in their heart and justice. And that is where I'm coming from. And I think Alex in the UK right now is kicking some bahoochie, and he's doing it in a proper legal manner. He's going through the councils, he's doing letter writing, he's getting interviewed by the press, he's putting out PR letters and stuff like that in order to get the word out. He got involved with the Aftermath in order to do the posters at the station that they had put the posters in. So he's got other people in his corner. There are other people involved with him, but he's a channel. He's the only channel out of the UK
Yeah.
right now. And you do your protests every week, and have several former Scientologists amongst your group of friends now who come in and protest with you. T. Let's talk about T for a minute. T is all by herself in Australia, and just recently did an interview with a gentleman who has a big presence called Secant. So hopefully she will get more acknowledgement in Australia, because that girl does her research. She does her research, and she puts a story together, and she takes her time, and she just puts the work in, and that is her goal, is exposing the crimes and getting people's stories heard. She started a series on death stories in Scientology. She's gone after them for the charitable donation, Kozriki, exposing that. Like, just she's one person, you know. So I think stuff like that. She covers a vast landscape of stuff, and I truly believe that she is one of the biggest advocates out there. To be perfectly honest. So
and we are.
And then just the other people like myself, I go out and protest, build a website, do things like behind the scenes. Same with Audit and Mona. There's stuff that happens behind the scenes. Like, this wouldn't have happened. None of this if it hadn't have been for Mona. And Mona's drive to find a solution and find somebody who could help these people get their justice. So you don't necessarily have to constantly have a presence. You just we see you, we hear you, and thank you. I didn't expect when I started doing this and joined the little protest movement we have here in Toronto that I would be doing this. Like, trust me, like it was never my intention to be doing panel chats and live streams and stuff like that. But once I got it in my blood, that's it.
Yeah.
You know.
And we are here to support. Most of the people mentioned on the advocates are active, working to expose Scientology, help people leaving Scientology. So you can reach out to almost anyone on the list. I think there was Jerry Armstrong, probably not so active anymore, but
good information on his
good
page.
information. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So there's a lot of people to give you support. I think Mona has also volunteered. If there is someone to who is maybe feeling uncertain about contacting Andrews and Thornton, that you would be willing to be the connecting piece there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you want to share your email, or is it private?
No, it's not private. It's on my webpage, and it's macaleese@gci.net.
Yeah.
And I can't pop it in there because I'm on the wrong page. But Joe, if you would put it in, that would be great. I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
One thing that keeps popping into my head that I would love to add to this, Haggis, that is maybe a little section of what crimes really have been committed. Like, if you were under 18 and they didn't responsibly support you and responsibly look after you, that's called obsolescence of duty of care, and that's a true crime. That's a crime thing, and that in itself is a crime that was committed against you.
Yeah. Let's you and I put our heads together and come up with something, and I can maybe add that to the law firm page as a part of that. And that sounds like an amazing idea. I see Tilty is also offering to be she's saying they're saying that they are trauma informed, and they are also willing to help anybody who wants to do that. Does Tilty have a contact information that people can reach out?
I will. Yeah, I have started the comment. I thought we'd just take them later. That's but I have put it there because what I was thinking is, and that's why I want to stay focused on the topic, because I'm thinking I would like, if anyone bumps into this video, whether they know anything about anti-Scientology movement, whether they know, none of the people that, we have been mentioning now in the past 20 minutes, that they have a resource where they can go to and get this information. So now I lost my thought completely.
Mhm.
But yeah, that that we can offer this information, and that's why this web page is also so important, because this is all the information you need basically in one place. Plus, you have kind people who have offered to give their support and help in case anyone needs that.
Yep.
Then there is the part of the FBI and contacting law enforcement. Can you explain, Mona, shortly regarding that?
Absolutely.
How that came about?
Absolutely. So, looking at the children and the adults, Miriam Francis and I had several lives where we were talking about the United Nation of Islam case, which was an FBI, Department of Homeland Security, IRS, Department of Labor. It was a federal suit that was brought against the United Nations of Islam, which is basically Scientology light. I mean, it was everything that Scientology does, but Scientology, of course, is on a more grander scale. And it was not only a case that was going through, but it was, they were convicted. And then this was recent. So, and it was through the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, which is a labor law, which goes all the way back to the year 2000. So when you're filing claims, you're not looking at a statute of limitations of just a couple of years. This one goes back 26 years of people that could have been victimized since the year 2000. That's huge. And then with them getting convicted and then sentenced, it sets precedents to overcome the religious exemption and like the statute, not the statute, the clause for that Scientology has, our arbitration clause. Yep. And so it sets precedents to throw those out because they've already been tackled in this case. And like the Mark and Claire Headley's case, that was thrown out before it ever even got to that consideration because of some nefarious woes that went on. But so they never tackled the religious exemption and the arbitration parts of it. And this case tackled those and set precedents. So that's why it's so important for people to report, and for people, even if they had a case before, to bring it in, because it set precedents.
Yes. I forgot to ask actually, or maybe I asked and I don't know. Anyways, regarding the Andrews and Thornton, is there some kind of year that is a complete cutoff that, if you were a victim of crimes or in Scientology before this year, we cannot help you?
Every state has different statutes of limitations. California right now has statutes of limitations. They have a couple of waivers. There's one that we had all talked about when Miriam Francis missed that because Mike Rinder didn't tell everybody about it. But there's another one that's going on that's good till the end of 26, I believe.
Okay.
And so there's different statutes of limitations for every state.
Okay.
But the big thing is that if there are so many claims and so many suits coming through, then after so many, I believe the statutes of limitations gets waived because it sets a pattern. And even if the statutes of limitations don't get waived, then those that report could be called as a witness to show pattern and precedence of the crimes. So every voice counts, whether it was 50 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah. And could it be a potential that, even if your case would not, they would not proceed with your case, you could be an important witness in another case because the organizations are fairly small and people know
Exactly.
each other. Yeah.
And thank you, Peter. It's AB 2777 is the one that's currently open for the window for the statute of limitations in California.
Mm. So if you were contacting FBI, this would be useful information to attach there as well.
AB 277 is specific to California.
Yeah.
So that would be a state.
I
Yes.
have a question on the same kind of vein. Does it matter which state you're filing it in based on where the crime was committed? So say you worked at an Oregon, Kansas, and you were abused in Kansas. Do you have to file in Kansas with the FBI? If you were abused in California, do you have to file in California?
Nope. And that was what they had told me, was that, let's say you were abused in California and you live in Oregon, you would go to your local agency, your local FBI office, and make the claim. And then they arrange for the area where the abuse happened. But they begin the investigation wherever you're from, wherever your local agency is.
Okay. And here you have the UNOI claim link, so you can go and read it in full. I don't know if this screen is being shared. Is it Armist? Yeah, I'm still on the web page.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So,
Yeah.
and you
Okay.
can file in person, on the phone, or online.
Yeah. So
On the web.
it opened a separate website here to FBI where you can read the story if you just click on this link. You also
Yep.
have linked all FBI field offices and National Human Trafficking Hotline in the States that is servicing, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So you have you have also linked here.
Yeah, I put the
National, yeah,
TVPA law
yeah,
down there so people can go and have a read. And
yes.
and there's been some confusion. I've heard some people speak about the lawsuits and the lawyers, and the Boy Scouts and the Mormon case are the ones that were dealt with in the Catholic Church. The
Correct.
case of the UN, the United Nations of Muslim, was through the Department of Justice. It had nothing to do with this law firm at all.
Correct.
So that, just want to clear that up. The law firm had nothing to do with that particular case.
Correct. Right. This was a federal case.
Yeah. All right. Then you have a list that is this just a selection of some of the current legal actions?
These are the current legal actions that child victims, casualties of Scientology have currently in the court right now.
Yeah.
If you're not aware of them, what I did was I PDF'd the very first page or a couple of pages of the case and attached it so you can get the case. I put the case number and everything there, and you can go and you can look that up and you can
Yeah.
get more detail. But
Oh yeah, I can see the PDF there. Fancy.
Yeah. So
Very
I
fancy.
just wanted people to know, again, you're not the first, and don't be afraid to file. Here, go and have a look at this. And Valerie's case has been going on for what, 5 years now, 6 years now. And I think in her particular case, other people filing may help it. Like Mona was saying, at one point the arbitration just goes out the window when there's, because it's her case is civil and she is being forced into the arbitration right now. And very unkind. The Jane Doe's is the child brides case where the minor was sexually abused and they were forced to marry their abuser. And so they are suing. the Church of Scientology and the abuser. And then the last case is a bunch of the victims who were to do with, I believe, the Danny Masterson case as well,
That
who
one
was
is the
charged with.
ship, the Gawain or the Baxter Paris.
Yeah, yeah,
They were on the ship.
they were on the ship.
Mm.
They were forced labor on the ship.
Mm.
So there's all the details. If you click on the PDF, it'll give you like the 1 or 2 pages of the actual case file, and you can go.
Yeah.
There are websites where you can just go and search that case file number, and you will get more details.
Yeah.
But it was just to show. I wanted to show that you're not alone. That there are other people suing, and that there are currently open cases, and you can use them as a reference point, anything like that, just to look at them. And if you did hire the lawyer, a lawyer outside of these lawyers, you here's precedents, right? So
Yeah. And more cases there are, the more it will show the pattern of the practices.
yeah,
So
and just the other day, you brought to my attention that Jenna had just done a video, and I went and checked, and Jenna has spoken out and said that she's decided that she is going to proceed with the rest of her, if it takes the rest of her life, basically, she is going to hold Scientology to account. So I hope there's more people out there who suddenly have that feeling, and they're just like, you know what, we have to,
Just
because if
done
they've
with
done,
it.
yeah,
yes.
because Mona had said previously that the reason there isn't any precedent prior to this is because they've settled. There's never been a criminal case held against them because they paid people off to go away. So that's why
Well, there's a
people are
difference
always,
between the criminal and the civil. The criminal is somebody goes to jail for their actions, where civil is somebody pays for their actions. And criminally, the justice system seems to be a little bit corrupt. Go figure. Oh,
no,
don't say that, no. And in the civil department, if they get to the point where it looks like they're going to lose, they pay the people off or they settle. And so
yeah,
on paper and on record, Scientology squeaky clean.
yeah,
They don't look like they've been the offender at all.
yeah. Well, Debbie Cook's a great example of that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The only civil claim that went far enough to get was Larry Wollersheim. And that was even negotiated down to where from 50 some million down to 3 million or something like that. It's a total injustice. But no, they're on paper, on record, they're clean.
Yeah. It's, in Canada, there was the lawsuit where they got raided, and I think there was a bunch of people who went to court and were found guilty, and basically it was a fraud situation where they were supposed to be providing services, and they were just a business. Like, they're saying they're a church, but it ended up they were a business entity, and they committed all kinds of fraud and stuff like that. So there's that. If anybody wants to look into that one too. So they were found guilty, and from what I understand, it's the only legal case that David Miscavige has actually testified.
Yeah. Let's hope that will change now. And
Yeah.
yeah, and that a lot of people, especially the victims, will decide to say, okay, now this is enough.
Yeah.
I cannot let this happen anymore. The same way that I have felt when I said, okay, now I will need to do something. The same way Mona and you hackers also have, reached the tipping point. I hope that the victims of Scientology's abuses will also, reach the point where the courage is overexceeding the fear and the
Yeah.
fear towards this horrible organization.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you've been bullied and your mind has been warped, let's just say, with their belief system, and you've got family who are still in it, and they're using
Mm,
emotional blackmail to try and keep you there and keep you silent.
Hmm.
It's hard for people to do that, you know.
mm,
Um, because family is important. And the unfortunate thing when you listen to stories about Lara's family and Nora's family and how, you know, the kids were, and Jamie, like Jamie's story by Jamie's book, um,
mm.
when you
Yeah,
hear the
Jamie
story,
Mustard, Child X.
yeah, when you hear
Hmm.
about how they were completely separated from birth, like you're going over here to this hovel
Mm,
where we keep children until they're old enough to become, you know, usable tools in our society,
mm,
and the parents just kind of abandon them. When you think about how these kids still have an attachment to those
mm,
parents, even though they weren't treated with love or affection or anything like that, they were
mm.
just kind of
Yeah.
put
And
aside so
even
that their parents can, yeah,
yeah, and even in the, the smallest of victories would be that Scientology would be forced to end the disconnection policy because of the fact that people are
Hmm.
pushing so much back. It would relieve stress and heartache for a lot of people if they
yeah.
were willing to be flexible on some of these matters
Oh, well,
because
you know yourself, they say it doesn't exist. They don't know
mm,
what you're talking about when you bring it up. It doesn't exist.
yeah.
Just ask Phil Jones. Just ask Phil and Willie.
Yeah.
Well, there's a right. I know, poor Phil and Willie.
Mm,
There's a couple of things that could come out of this, though. I know we talk about it in the morning sunshines, um, but what about just legislative or congressional changes of
mm,
statute of limitations? So
Yep.
even if
mm,
we had a couple of victories or a couple of suits that went through and are
mm,
on record, maybe the statute of limitations needs to be changed federally
mm,
or state by state, saying that if you were a
mm,
victim of religious abuse or trafficking, that there isn't a statute of limitations on it, because that
mm,
seems to be one of the biggest problems is people get out, they
mm.
escape, it takes them 5, 10, 15 years to
Yes.
even know that they were victims of crimes, and by then the statute of limitations is poof gone.
Yep. Yeah, I don't
Hi,
understand that one
Lara.
myself, Mona. Hi, Lara. I don't
So
understand that
maybe
one myself.
that's a change that somebody could run with. They could take it to their congressperson, their
Mm,
senator here in the United States,
Yeah.
and make it happen. That's something that anybody could do. Doesn't need
yeah.
to be me, you, or Haggis. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Peter, get off the couch and go work on that.
Yeah. Peter Anderson, our man behind the scenes. So here you have the survivor stories that you were referring to already before a little bit. So everyone whose story is visible here is either born into Scientology or joined the Scientology at one point and then left at a later
Yep.
point.
Yep.
And it's their experiences and stories shared on the page.
Yep. It's their story, their words. I didn't change a thing, you
Yeah.
know. Um, I just maybe I a little punctuation, but
Mm,
I basically copy and pasted what they sent me and put it
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And I just, you know, if it was a little bit longer, I added a little PDF of the rest of it. And
Yeah.
I put their YouTube channel if they have, or their socials if they have an active
Mm,
social that outlines it, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah. And I hope that this page will also give some kind of comfort, or that you're not alone if you happen to come into this page your first time trying to seek out some resources, that it's not just you who it happened to, and you can how do you say, you can survive the trauma, and
Yeah.
you can find yourself again.
Just to know, when there was that, I keep going back to Dylan, but he just impacted me the way he
Mm,
was talking. and how he is just being a parent. It's so important to him to be a parent and a good
Yeah.
parent to
Yeah.
his kids, you know, and um, it just breaks my heart because we don't, slightly off topic but in topic, when we're sitting here and we're dealing with this and we're putting this information together as people who've never been a part of it, and I'm
Mm.
pretty fortunate in life that, you know, my my traumas in life have been death of people that I loved, for the most part, but not this kind of trauma. And when I think we have to have an appreciation for how people are, as a human being, because they're they're dealing with so much more than just, you know, somebody who's a little upset, and how do I put it? The trauma is so deep, and it often
Mm.
exposes itself in weird places, and there can be things that trigger it, instantly or whatever. And we need to have what you a bit of grace for people. Some people may see it as screamy or yelly or lashing out or whatever. This is not the case. This is people who were brought up not to express their emotions, not allowed to express their emotions. Um,
Mm.
you know, you were trained out of being an empathetic human being with no compassion. You were just a robot. So
Mm.
these people are still trying to deal with how they work that
Mm.
emotion out in their own way, and they're learning. They're still learning. So
Yeah.
don't be cruel. Don't say rotten things about people when they're trying to emote in the best way they know possible.
Yeah. Yeah. And professionals have even said that Scientology is, yeah, the worst, basically the worst cult to recover from. It takes incredibly
Hmm.
long times for some people, their entire life.
Yeah,
So we need to think about where, where people come from and give them some grace, in
yeah,
terms of that. And that's why it's important that that victims of Scientology have got safe advocates, and help they can reach out to, in confidence,
yeah,
in order to, yeah, get justice, or whatever help you need. I'm at least always here, if anyone
yeah. Me
needs any
too.
support. Yeah,
Me too.
great.
Me too.
Yeah.
I might be a cheeky so, and have a big mouth, but I do have a lot of compassion, and I do have a lot of empathy, and
Yeah,
I do have a big heart. So
yeah,
uh,
and we
I'll
know
still
so
kick.
does Mona.
Yeah, it's just anything that we can do. I put an email associated with the website that I
Mm.
created, and I put it on my page on YouTube. So if anybody, you know, wants help with anything, they're more than welcome. Please
Mm.
reach out.
Yeah. And this is the local resources and support page. So right now it's divided by different states.
Yep.
And I have promised to deliver you also something for Denmark. And
Yeah.
we're missing the whole of Europe at the moment there. So,
Yes, I know. So I that this page is growing. I have more resources to add, and
mhm,
um, yes, as we go along. And
yeah,
like I said, the resources within the page are specific to each state, and they have
yeah,
such things as, um, there's some states have cult or religious support
mm,
groups. Other ones that there's psychologists that specialize in it. And I know that's a thing where you've been raised in an environment where it's not okay to talk to psychiatrists or psychologists.
mm,
These people are trauma informed. They're specialized in this kind of situation. You've got your, how to find a home, how to find a
yeah,
job, how to
yeah,
get your driver's license, how to catch a bus. You know what I
mm,
mean? Like there's information in there And please, if anybody, like, I tried to test links and I found some of them weren't working and stuff, and I had to update them, but it's a lot of information. If you find
Yeah.
any links that don't work, let me know and I will update it. I
Yeah.
promise.
And can you be contacted if someone is willing to help with the kind of gathering resources so they have some extra?
Absolutely. To get them to just use the email on my YouTube channel, the bashinghaggis
Yes.
at gmail.com.
Yes.
And we can definitely do that.
Yeah. Great. Great.
One of those resources that we don't have on there that I completely forgot to put on there. In the United States, we have what's called job centers, workforce
Yeah.
development centers.
Mm.
Every state, they used to be unemployment centers and they got revamped many years ago. And
Mhm.
every state has a workforce development center in most towns and most cities, and they can help you with emergency services. The same thing, they can help you. They have funds set aside for emergency services for folks that are
Okay.
leaving high risk issues, such as leaving a cult. And there are government sources in the United States available for that. It's just probably knowing the key words to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
And being brave enough to say them, to walk in and say, look, I don't have my papers. I don't have my birth certificate.
Mm.
I just left Scientology and this is what I need. And they're going to jump in and help you. That's what their funds are for.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
because
great.
Jeff, PTS for Life, he is in school currently, and he is studying religious trauma, and he's becoming a counselor for that. And I do believe he went to an event of an organization with Nora up in Portland for a
Mm-hmm.
group that specializes in that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he will, I assume he will also graduate in not so long time. And he will be also able to help people as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can add him to the list.
Yes. So absolutely anyone who wants to support with the gathering resources and sending them to Haggis. Was it bashing Haggis at Gmail?
Bashinghaggis at gmail.com. Yeah.
Yeah. So so we can grow the resources, because there are endless resources, and normally when you are in a situation where you don't know where to reach out for help, it can be absolutely overwhelming situation, and that's why it's great to have one place where you can find it all under the same umbrella.
Yeah. And this is a growing thing. Like
Mm,
like I said, we're still. I have a new, I think, 2 or 3 more states that I need to add, but I have a job and
mm,
a business to run, and I can only do it when I have free time. So I'm trying my best to do it on the weekends when I have some free time. So patience, patience. But I am glad that I did this. I have no second guesses about anything I've done. I am pleased to contribute what I have to the community. I appreciate the feedback that I've got from those that I feel are important in the community. And thank you for allowing me to do this for you, the victims. And thank you for the support that you have shown to me. And when I wanted to have it announced, the reason I wanted it announced when we did it, I'd been in a bunch of chats and I'd seen a bunch of chats going, why isn't there something that everybody can just go to? And it was coming
mm,
up quite often, like, like
yeah.
we need a place that everybody can find out about these lawyers, like, because somebody was going, isn't there lawyers that they can go to? Hasn't
Mm,
anybody hasn't anybody talked to a lawyer? What's going on with this, right? So
mm,
um that was what I was like, the website was done. I was just finishing up a story and adding in a few new resources. And I was like, can we just do this now? So it was like, and I thought it was really important that Nora and Lara, who are actual victims, be part of
mm,
that launch. because they are very important in this community, and their voices are truly, truly what people need to hear, as far as I'm concerned. And Mona, of course, had to be part of it because it wouldn't happen unless because of her at the end of the day.
Mhm. Yeah, you've
Thank you,
done
but
both
hearts back at
amazing
you
work.
because I didn't do the work. You did all the work, darling. You did all the
Mm.
work.
And I had to hear about the work for a long time. It was like a long pregnancy with giving birth in the end, and it was. I'm still traumatized. No, no, but it's
You've given
amazing
birth.
work.
You should be healing now. It's been given birth to now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Now we're growing the wee baby, right?
yes, yes. So
Yeah.
like Mirjam was saying, we will be adding resources for Europe and the UK and stuff like that as we go. But I just want people to understand this website is for victims of forced labor and child victims of a list of crimes that we're going to put together, Mona.
Mhm.
Specifically, it's not for anything else, right?
Mm.
It's specifically people who have been abused in Scientology, were
Yeah.
members, children raised, maybe teenagers and whatever that were raised
Mm.
with the same abuses and the forced labor. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what the website is about. It's not for anything other than that. It's to give
Mm.
a resource for these victims and casualties and survivors to have a place to find the information and do something.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It's for the stakeholders, not for the activists or protesters, but the stakeholders in this case, victims of Scientology. There's also one last page here.
Oh,
So
yes.
Okay, this page. There's
yeah,
certain people in our community that have, and I see Lara has made a really nice comment there.
yeah, I
Um,
will
there,
bring them up. Yeah, right after
there's,
this.
there's, like I said, T. T is a most incredible human being.
Mm,
And T recently went out and protested at an org, and she made a flyer, and she made the flyer for Scientologists, and she was reading it out in her live, and I wrote to her and I said, can I use this on the website, because I think it's a really important message.
mm,
And she's like, yeah, I use all my stuff, because that's just who she is. um,
mm,
but I don't think she realized the impact of her words, because
mm,
I was just sat back going, this is a message we need to have on the website. So anybody who comes in just out of nosiness or whatever, they
mm.
can look at this and they can ask these questions. So that's what happened. It was T. She did her little flyer, and it made such an impact on me because there's a sense of compassion and the way she's worded things. Um,
Mhm.
that probably I wouldn't have necessarily, because I find her
Mm.
a lot, as much as I'm a compassionate human being, she is just so much more, right? She
Yeah,
has a bigger understanding of things as
yeah,
well. So yeah, that's what this page is. This is T's word.
yeah. It's beautiful. Like just that. I don't know if the audience can read it, but it says, "Thinking for yourself isn't a treason. It's courage. If you're
Yeah,
reading this, it's because something in you wants to know. That's not betrayal. It's integrity." Yeah, that's
yeah. And
beautiful.
I sent it. When I had done finished the page, I sent it to you guys, and I sent it to Mona, and Mona's like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
is
it is
great,"
fabulous.
you
Yes.
know. But
Absolutely.
this is how T's mind works, right? And
Mm,
I want people, if you have not been to T's page and you have not looked at the work that T has put in, please
mm,
go. She's done
yeah.
so much. She's done
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah. and a lot of historical data also, and a lot of recovered files from the,
Yeah.
what is it called, the Wayback Machine. So the actually information that is not, really available online anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she has
I,
done a
I
lot of
would
work.
I would genuinely love to see T go on Mark Bunker one day.
Yeah.
Like I think they could have a great conversation, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Okay, should we look a little bit of the comments? I don't think there's any questions really, but Irish Mart has been really sweet and gifting 5 Scientology Up North memberships. Thank you so much. And Donna wrote a funny comment. I had to bring this up because Samuel's nuts are getting all around now.
I can't
So
wait to get my teeth stuck into Samuel's nuts.
yeah, I don't have anywhere near me, but Samuel, the SB chef, who has also been growing up in Scientology, has been sponsoring our protesting events with some roasted almonds, cocoa and cinnamon roasted almonds, and they are so nice. And we're handing them out with our informational cards, so it's been a great gift.
Yeah.
Tilty is saying, yeah, there are a lot of people in the community that are trauma informed and are willing to help people reach out for help privately. If there's someone you trust, ask. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
Sometimes I need I need to hold somebody else's hand, and sometimes it's nice to have somebody hold my hand. That's what
Exactly.
community is for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And asking for help is never a bad thing. It means that you have the courage, the bravery to do that. It's a big thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have a problem opening up and trusting. I mean, if you were raised in a place where you were punished for thoughts outside of the box, then I can understand why people have such an issue feeling that they can speak about stuff. My aunt has said to me about 10 years ago, she said, "Oh, you've always had your own ideas and your own, you've always had been well outspoken." I think she said from when I was about 3 or 4, hasn't changed. So we don't, we have to understand that these people have never had a voice. They've never been allowed to express themselves and their feelings and their thoughts. So
Yeah. Yeah. And asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. So
yep,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah. Don't hesitate to ask. Joe is saying, yeah, Alex is doing great job in the UK. Absolutely.
Yep.
He is, I think he is also, having some legal, not necessarily abuse cases going on, but he's really going after Scientology as an organization over there because of
Yep.
their abuses.
Yep.
And Joe is also saying, great work, Haggis. Absolutely. Yeah. I think something that, because we are living online, we are all having our phones in our hands every day. We're looking at websites. We don't really think about how much time and effort goes into building and maintaining something like that. So do you have any idea how many hours you spend on it so far?
None. I think the conversation happened ages ago.
At least a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the thought was in my head back when I knew Mona was looking into the lawyers and stuff like that. It was an idea in my head that maybe it's something that we need. And then once all the information came out, it just felt like it was the right thing to do, right? There was no questions asked. And I'm not a professional web builder, but I had a business before and I built my own website and I thought I know how to do it. Why not, right?
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of getting the resources and figuring out the best approach and the best information to put on it to encourage people.
But
So,
it took some time to prepare.
it did. It took I think probably a month and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. Peter is saying Nora showed an article about the Christofferson versus Church of Scientology. This lawsuit predated the shell game of nonprofits. I'm not familiar with this case.
That's
I'm
the
not
one.
either, but I'll look at it, Peter.
Yeah, Christofferson was the woman who sued in Portland, um,
Mm.
and then they overturned it. Nora's been covering it. She did 2 really good videos on it. So go watch it. Go watch it.
Yeah.
I'll have to go watch it.
Yeah. And Afila from Australia is saying, I recommend watching Escaping Utopia about the Gloria Whale cult. The kids now grown up and took them to court for labor violations and won. Please reach out and find out what laws may apply to you. I'm not sure which, is this in Australia, this Gloria Whale cult? I'm not familiar with it. So, Afila, you need to give some more details. Maybe in the video comments after the live is done, so we can find out a bit more. And Lara was saying that she was going to suggest that you could put her Lara FM SB hotline number on the site and let them know it goes directly to her and they can leave a message.
Oh, absolutely, Laura. I will do
Yeah.
that. Thank you very much.
I didn't even know she had one. That's
Didn't either.
amazing. Yeah, that's cool.
I'm going to call it just to see.
Yeah, if you get an answer, or you can just leave Laura a nice message there.
Or I could text her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait for Jamie and Lara to get together and come up with something, because
Yeah.
that he sounded very excited about connecting
Yeah.
with Lara on the music side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And Afila was saying it was a case in New Zealand. And I know that Scientology is active in New Zealand, so that's worth looking into. I don't know what kind of base they have, if they have a Sea Org base, but it's worth gathering all this information. And T is probably has all this already in her hands.
Yeah.
So
And I think who's that Michael somebody that T has had on her channel?
is
I
it this
can't remember.
Mike Sandoval?
Yeah, I think he covers a lot of cults on his channel, so that might be
Yeah.
a resource to find Mike Sandoval's channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's,
I will-
it's Mike Sandoval or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And I will make sure to actually link that Mormon podcast on the video description as well. I have put the website there, and there's some
Yeah.
I
other
do believe
resources.
it's
It's
on the website.
Yeah, it's on the website.
Yeah.
I put the conversation with Mona and Lara
Mhm.
where they discussed the filing your claims
Yeah.
on the FBI page, and I put on the law firm page, I put the interview with Mona and Serge and the interview with the Mormon channel. So that is
Mhm.
actually on the website for people to go and look. Any advocacy people, I have put their, click on that video and you can access all of their information. But like I said, I chose specifically, like some of the videos I chose specifically, like the one I chose for Mirjam was the conversation between Jamie and Robert,
Yeah.
right? To show
Right.
2 people who were actually in Scientology having a conversation with each other.
Yeah.
Like I said, I changed the video because I had Lara out there protesting was one of the videos I did. But then once she had the conversation and talked about her dad video that they released, I thought it was really important because
Yeah.
it shows how particularly horrible Scientology are and what they will do to you when you speak out against them. And to me, she has such a big voice right now. I'm so proud of her for going to the police commission meetings. It can't be easy, like to watch her tremble at the podium as she tries to share her words and squeeze it all within 3 minutes. Lara, keep it up. Keep it up. We're all standing behind you. We back you 100 million%. And we're here to try and get the justice that you deserve.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining me and talking about this topic. And I think we can, if there's coming some bigger updates, on the page at one point, we can talk about it. Or if I don't know if you are Mona in touch at all with the Andrews and Thornton, or is it basically?
It was basically, I was the matchmaker,
Mm-hmm.
and now the work and the effort comes from the people, the ex-Scientologists, and those that were victimized. That's where the work lays. I know. Much love to you, Laura. Much love to you. So, no, I'm not, because there's a point where you pass off the baton, and I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not the keeper of any information. It has nothing to do with me. I just did the matchmaking. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. And now the
So,
information is there, readily available for anyone. And if there is someone who is struggling to, get in touch with Andrews and Thornton, or
Uh, or I
finding out
will,
how to get in touch with FBI and so forth, don't
yeah,
hesitate to reach out to us. We're here
yeah,
for you.
yeah. There is the link to the email on the Survivor Stories page. It goes straight to my email. So even if you want to just send an email to me directly from that page, go for it. But I do
Yeah.
also have the email on my YouTube channel.
Yes. And I have linked both of your channels on the
Oh,
topic.
yeah, I see Style Audit in the chat. Style, can I add your website, your YouTube channel to the advocacy page, please? I wanted to ask you because I wasn't sure, like, if people, there are some people who are very public about it and they're out there all the time. So I
Yeah.
wasn't sure who wants to be on there and who doesn't.
Yeah. Any last words before we leave
No,
for today?
I think if you can encourage, if you know people who are a victim of the crime, be encouraging, be supportive of them, and try and get them to file their reports. And if they need your help, please help walk them through it. Look at the list that we have of the ones that we know of and the ones that have died. So there has to be a lot of people out there, and please share the website on your socials. I created a Twitter and a TikTok just for the purpose of getting the word out about Scientology, because I just have an Instagram kind of situation and a YouTube. So I think if everybody could start doing that, because let me put it to you this way: Scientology are on these socials trying to encourage the youth of today that they are a good thing and they're a wonderful thing, and we need to get on there and start undoing what they're trying to do. Because if you get the word out about it, they're just not going to be able to recruit.
Yeah.
And if this kind of thing is made more public and the website is shared and people are going, what do you mean there's children were raped and abused in Scientology by, and they let it go,
right,
right? Because
right.
I mean, I've always known since I was a young child about Scientology, and I knew it was a bad mind control situation, but it wasn't until later in life that I knew about the abuses. And I'm very, very happy to be part of the community to try and help victims.
Yeah.
And I may be a fat Grammy, but sometimes I'm not such a soft bunny kind of person. But if you need a taskmaster to help you get your reporting done, I can help you stay on track. And I'll do it in the kindest way I possibly can. That I do promise. But I can help you if you need help wording things, if you just need help bouncing ideas of what you want to report, where to report. That's sometimes just getting it started is the hard part. And I'm more than happy to help you do whatever. And I'm kidding about the taskmaster, so I won't tell you what to do. But I would be more than happy to help anybody, not because I want to hear the information, but because I'd hold your hand. If I need to hold your hand, I'll hold your hand.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. In a little bit of a tease, we have a huge deal coming out next week, you guys. Be
Oh, exciting.
prepared.
I knew you were cooking something.
We are
I
cooking
could, I could
something.
smell it. I could smell it from the oven, but it didn't smell like sourdough.
No, when I cook, usually the fire alarm goes off. We're not cooking anything good.
Great. So thank you so much. Let's do this again soon. We have a lot
Yeah.
of things to go through anyway. So
Well, I'll see you soon, girl. I'll
yeah,
see you soon.
see you
Bye, you
soon, and have
guys.
a great
Yeah.
weekend, everyone.
Yeah.
And tune
Thank
Bye.
in
you,
for all the
everybody.
protesting in the weekend.
And
Protesting
please,
happening.
yeah, and please, if you have any input or any information that you feel would be a, a great asset to add to the website, reach out to me. Because Holly, when we did the announcement, Holly came to me through Nora and said that she has an eyesight issue and it was really hard to read. Could we make the print bigger, a bit darker?
Mm,
So something like that. I mean, I went through a whole technical thing of making it user friendly and stuff like that, but things like that help a lot.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Thank you
Great.
so much,
Thank you.
and
Thank you, everybody.
I'll see you soon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hearts.
Bye.
Hearts.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.